Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Nice. All right. Let's get started with the live stream now. Let's get started. All right, I'm gonna do a quick top-down analysis of what I'm looking at in price, and we're gonna get started here. So we're gonna do a quick rundown. So monthly time frame. So monthly time frame, we have about a day left into this monthly candle closes. We are above the midnight, or not the midnight, but we are above the monthly opening price of February. So this monthly candle is practically going to close in one day. And then we're going to have March monthly candle open. So let's go to the weekly time frame now. Weekly time frame, we have already swept the low. And this is the consolidation range that we are in as of now. Right now it's Thursday, so we already know right off the bat that the high probability high of the week was practically Monday. So opening, high, low, close. So Monday being high of week. Daily time frame. We have a daily time frame here. So we had this consolidation, this move up. Then we had displacement being shown, failing to have this daily alpha fair value. So validating any bullish ideas. Then we had this trend down, leaving gaps above. Yesterday, we failed to take out either the high and the low, so it was an inside candle. Then we have Wednesday opening, and we haven't taken neither the high or the low yet. We still have this daily gap above us, but I marked out my external low, or let me edit this real quick. So I already marked out my external high and my external low, because this is the Tuesday daily print that we have not taken the high or the low yet for. So yeah, this daily candle is either going to take the high or the low, or it's going to stay in this range until Friday. So 4-hour time frame. Let me see if I can look something up on ES for daily. So ES on the daily time frame, we have already swept this low down here. So we haven't swept that low on NQ yet. So NQ hasn't swept this low, but ES already has. So there is some sort of SMT at the lows. ES, on the other hand, yesterday on ES, we already took this daily gap above us, but NQ didn't. So we had those major SMTs at the highs. And if we go to our 4-hour time frame, what I'm paying attention to right now is how ES basically behaves with this 4-hour gap right here. So ES already stung into a 4-hour busy. So I want to see how the 10 a.m. will open relative to this 4-hour imbalance. So if we close below this 4-hour imbalance on ES, then I will be bearish for ES for these lows. because what the market is basically showing me is that it's going to fail to offer fair value and seek the external low that created this fair value. So this is a 4-hour imbalance. So yeah, ES will be my indicator for today. I don't have to get in the market right now. I can just wait. But in terms of NQ, there was some sort of SMT at the lows that we already invalidated. So I want to see if we can get a closure below these two consecutive up close candles. So 10 a.m. will practically close below. And if we do close below, that give me good confirmation that we're basically just going to run lower. So sweeping the 6 a.m. high and just continuing going lower, or the 2 a.m. high. That's only if we close below these two up close, consecutive up close candles. So yeah, I'm not really looking to engage as of now. So now that we have gone over the 4-hour time frame, we're going to go over the hourly time frame. So hourly time frame, we're still in this range. So yesterday we practically opened. Let's see if I can pull up my indicators. There we go. I can see now. All right, let me take this out. All right. So we're still in Tuesday's range. So the high of Tuesday and the low. So yesterday we practically just retraced the premium, had this reaction back down, retraced back up to premium. So you can see that we're in this little range of Tuesdays. In terms of today on Thursday, ES already stung into this hourly imbalance. We had a closure inside the hourly imbalance. I'm going to mark out the 4 equal quadrants of this imbalance. Okay, so we closed above the CE, the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap, this hourly. So I'm not too bearish yet. We also retested the midnight opening price of today's opening, so I'm gonna mark out our hourly fair value gap here. So I'll mark this out. We're going to be paying attention to this hourly gap, seeing if we want to respect it and continue going higher, or if we want to disrespect it and go lower. But I'm not really expecting too much today, because today can be the same thing as yesterday, just back and forth chop in this Tuesday range. So I'm not going to expect too much out of Thursday. So yeah, we retested the midnight opening price pretty cleanly. You see the reaction that we're getting. Already getting a 53-point reaction to the upside. But as of now, this is the 9 a.m. Hourly candle. So I want to see if we get that closure above. So this is the hourly gap right here. All right, 15-minute time frame. Let's look over the 15. So yeah, we have yesterday's high above here. So you can see this pile of little accumulation down here. We have the high and then we have the low. We have already swept London lows and we have already repriced into this hourly imbalance. But you can see how 9:30 opened, swept the highs, distributed down and closed. So this was a pretty harsh displacement candle. But if we're looking at this hourly gap, then I'm probably going to be paying attention to the 5-minute, seeing what the 5-minute does here, because the hourly gap aligns with the 5-minute. So if we're using time frame alignment, we're going to use the 5-minute for the hourly time frame. Mark out the 6 a.m. open as well. In terms of PO3, the 4-hour candle looks pretty good for a open high low close. I mean, you have your accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So if we're bearish, then we're gonna need a 4-hour closure below our below ES. So yeah, I must have this marked out because we do have those SMTs at the high still. So we're gonna see how it react here. SMT daily NQ. I mean, yeah, we do have those SMTs at the highs from yesterday, pretty much. I'm gonna have ES pulled up here as well. Don't want to ignore this. So yeah, you can see how we're closing. We're pretty much coming down the midnight opening price. So we're still about like 100 points away from pre-stated low. So we're coming back down the midnight opening price of our daily print. So if we're talking about our daily print, open, high, low, close. Go back to our 5-minute. All right, we're about to get a closure below this hourly gap as well on the 5-minute time frame. If I do want to look for shorts, then I'll probably just wait for price to reprice into this 15-minute imbalance above, and then look for continuation going lower if I'm bearish. But if I'm bullish, then let's see. I'll probably want a 5-minute inversion or 3-minute inversion to the upside. So we'll see how how it goes here. I'm not too hesitant on getting involved quick. So we still have Asia lows down here at 108. I'm gonna draw my deviations out and see where this projects. I like this. I like this deviation pull better. All right, so we have 8 minutes into the 4-hour close. So if we do close below the 4-hour BISI on ES, then we're practically going to be bearish for the lows. Hourly time frame doesn't really look like it's holding this hourly gap. So in 8 minutes, we'll practically find out our direction for the day. Because for me personally, I would like to think that price is just accumulation, manipulation, continue going higher. But if price is gonna invalidate this 4-hour gap on ES, then that's the market telling me that we're likely just gonna be bearish because we're literally invalidating this hourly gap on NQ. So if we're bearish, then I'm probably gonna target pre-stated low, and I'll probably just target the external low on the daily time frame. But we'll see in 8 minutes. 15-minute time frame. If I'm bearish, I would like to see a pullback into this 15-minute gap and then look for a 1-minute reaction confirmation. Then look for shorts. But if we do pull back above again, which is probably not likely to happen, I'll be bullish, but let's see how it goes here. Because honestly, I don't really want to catch a falling knife if I'm looking for longs. And if the market trend is telling me to go lower, then it's likely just going to go lower. So you have the 950 to 1010 macro in play. So yeah, we had those major S&Ts at the highs in the 4 hour with ES. So ES on the top left. Here we took out this high, but NQ didn't. So yeah, we had those S&Ts at the highs. Then we have Thursday's range. So this could be, yeah, this looks more of a reversal here. As far as entry to get in, I can't really find an entry. So I'm probably just gonna sit tight here. So here comes Thursday to low. So London lows already got ran. Asia lows are about to get ran. We do take Asia lows. We're probably going to be another. If I can mark this out, we're going to be another 70 points away from the external low. This 1 minute fair value, yeah, really good entry. Delivered 119 points from this 1 minute. Taking out Thursday to low. All right, so we took out Thursday to low. So the next target will be the external low from our daily time frame. So practically Tuesday's low. So Tuesday's low would be the next target now that we took Thursday to low. So I'm actually gonna zoom in like this. So yeah, today looks more of a open high, low close daily print. So if we're bearish, then I'm practically just gonna try to follow the trend and see where it goes. Because we still have this external low that we haven't taken yet. So that's probably the draw that we could work with if we don't take it. Let's see. 10 a.m. is about to open in 4 minutes. All right, here comes 990. $38 points away, 40 points away. Big breakaway gap. If we were to stall around the midnight opening price, have 10 a.m. open. So like, let's say we were still above here, right? And we had the 10 a.m. open somewhere around, let's say here, right? And we have this 15-minute gap above. What I wanted to look for basically was just like the opening coming into this 15-minute gap and then looking for shorts back down to Thursday low. That would have been the ideal trade if price was stalling around the midnight opening price. But you can see how we just ran Thursday low aggressively pretty fast after we closed below the consequent, not the consequent, yeah, the consequent enrichment of this hourly gap. So once we closed below, we kind of just ran it pretty quick. But if we were to stall, then that would have been the ideal trade I would have looked for. So the midnight, so 10 a.m. open, manipulating above this 15-minute gap, and looking for a 1-minute change to delivery and target Thursday low. That would have been a good setup. So I'll probably just have to wait for the next bus. So here comes 990. So the external low on our daily chart. ES doesn't really look like it wants to take that low. So there's probably going to be some sort of SMT at the lows in the daily time frame. Yeah, and ES is stalling above. It's not really being too aggressive. So like right now on our hourly chart, oh, wow, what is that? Hourly chart right now, ES hasn't taken previous data low yet. So yeah, there is some sort of SMT at the lows, but NQ is the more aggressive one here. All right, we're about to have 10 a.m. open soon here now. As far as PD rate entry, I can't really find one to be honest. Let's go to the higher time frame. If we do take that external low, what would be the next target? What would be the next draw if we do take that external low? Monthly time frame, we still have previous monthly low here as well. Weekly time frame, I'm gonna mark out these lows. Mark out this low. Then I'll mark out this low. Daily time frame. All right, so we took out the external low, left the daily gap as a breakaway. So we practically just opened, manipulated, distributed, taking out first data low, the external low, and this low down here as well. So if we are going to continue being bearish, then I'll look for previous monthly low and this low down here. But ES on the other hand, we haven't taken that external low yet, so there is some kind of SMT, which I don't want to see if I'm bearish. Let's look at the 8-hour, 4-hour. We did get that candle closure of the 10 a.m. slightly below previous day low. Mark this out. What about ES? Okay, so ES violated that 4-hour BISI, and we closed below this these two last up close candles. So change delivery. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this external low because we already took it. Still have this weekly one down here. We're about like another 150-ish points away from that. Let's look at the hourly time frame. So hourly, yeah, we definitely invalidated this hourly gap at discount. Closed below the midnight opening price as well. Took out first day low. But yeah, there's hourly S&Ts at the lows. Let's look at a 15. Working out to 10 a.m. So yeah, 10 a.m. right now we just have Devil's Mark. So there's basically no wick printed on the 10 a.m. candle. So the 4-hour candle, there's no wick printed. That is your Devil's Mark. But not really want to look for longs. I want to see if we can at least reprice into a 15-minute imbalance and look to continue going lower, taking out low of day. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to look for. So we're just going to go in the 1 minute and just tape read that. $15-minute time frame. All right, 10 more minutes into the 15-minute close. So I want to see if we can at least print this gap, this 15-minute gap. Look for us to reprice into it, and then look to sell off back to low of day. So I think that's going to be the plan for today. So just look for that 15-minute gap to be printed. Reprice into that 15-minute gap. Look for a 1-minute change delivery, and then target low of day. And then potentially leave a runner to this daily low or this weekly low at 763. But in terms of this move down, let's see how we could. The question is, right? When you miss a move like this, you kind of want to tell yourself this question, right? How would I have capitalized on this move down? Like, what would I wanted to see? What was the ideal setup for me to capitalize on this move down, right? So you kind of want to ask yourself that question. So if I were to capitalize on the move down, let's say I was bearish, right? I trusted these daily SMTs the highs. Trusted these daily SMTs at the highs up here. Let's say I was bearish, right? What would I have done? Well, if I was bearish, then I would have probably not traded NQ. I probably would have just traded ES. So let's go to ES real quick. So ES, let's mark out this daily gap on ES. So you have this daily gap here, right? So once we see this daily gap on ES, I'm gonna go to the hourly time frame on ES. So daily gap, you have those SMTs at the highest with NQ. So yeah, these highs right above. Okay. So you have the daily gap on ES. You have those SMTs with NQ. Let me mark this out. SMT with NQ. All right, so we have that daily gap. We have the SMT. Now what? Now that we have our daily and hourly marked up, let me look at the 4-hour. Okay. Back to the hourly now. Now that we have the hourly marked up, let me pull out my bank here. Okay. So how would I have to capitalize on this move down on Thursday on ES? So Thursday we retraced back up. Then we had the 9 a.m. open right around this area. So you can see how this hourly candle on ES opened at 9 a.m. inside this hourly BISI. Well, you can notice how we opened, manipulated into this OB. So this OB up here. So I'll mark this out. So we have our daily gap above us. So daily SIBI. Then we had our daily SMT. Or we had our hourly SMT, and then we had this OB. So this hourly B. So we had this hourly OB up here. Now what? Now that, let's say the 9 a.m. open came back up to this hourly OB. Now what? Now what we do if we scale down to the 5-minute. So on the 5-minute, what do we see, right? So let's look at the 5-minute. So on the 5-minute, we practically, we're looking for a few things, right? So let me take out my indicator real quick. So let's mark out the 9 a.m. So the 9 a.m. open on ES is right here. 9 a.m. open. All right, we still have time. 5 more minutes into the 15-minute candle. All right. So you have the 9 a.m. open, so this hourly candle here on ES. So how would we have capitalized on this move down? So we wait for the 9 a.m. open. We wait for price to manipulate, right? What's the closest higher time frame PD array for this hourly candle to manipulate at? Well, we have this hourly order block above us, right? So price retraces up, takes this order block, or comes up into this OB. What do we want to see? Well, we want to see a short-term rate on liquidity, right? We take out this buy side above, like this. We take out the buy side above. Okay, cool. So we took the buy side, repriced into this hourly OB. What do you want to see next? Some sort of SMT, right? So do we have SMTs at the highs on the 5-minute? Let's look here. Okay, not necessarily. Oh, this is ES. Yeah, no wonder. Okay. NQH 2025. Oh, let's do EE. Let's do MNQ actually. So I don't really look at MNQH 2025. All right, cool. So this is NQ and this is ES. So we're looking for S&T at the highs, right? So NQ, we have this 9:35 a.m. 5-minute candle that practically runs this high above. So you can see how we run this high on NQ right here. I'm going to mark this red and really bold so you can see. The question is, does ES take this high at 750? ES does not take that high at 750. So there is SMT. So we have SMTs at these highs. So what did we do? We repriced into this hourly OB, right? Let's say we came into the day bearish, right? Why did we come into the day bearish? Because this 9 a.m. candle opened inside this hourly gap, right? Let's say we were really confident and we're looking for shorts. How would we have capitalized on this move down all the way down to previous day low? Well, we wait for this hourly OB, right? We have this daily SIBI. So the time frame alignment for today's play is this. Daily. Now we have the hourly. And then we have the 5-minute time frame. I'm going to make this really large for everybody to see here. So this is the time frame alignment, right? daily SIBI, right? We tapped into daily SIBI on yesterday. What did we look for today? We look for manipulation at an hourly PD array, right? But we don't enter just because we tap into this hourly OB. We enter on the 5-minute looking for lower time frame confirmation. Now, what is lower time frame confirmation? Well, we look for, let me write this out as well. We look for a higher time frame PDA. So our higher time frame PDA in this scenario is this daily and this hourly. Now, what's the next thing that we look for? Next thing we look for is SMT. That's the next thing we look for. Do we have SMT? Yes, we do. We have it right. Actually, let me write it all in one column. Yeah, it looks more clear like this. Next thing we look for is SMT. So where is SMT? SMT is right here. Now that we have SMT, what's the next thing we look for? Next thing we look for is a short-term rate on liquidity. Where is that short-term rate on liquidity? Right here. Okay. So now that we have this, what's the next thing we look for? Next thing we look for is the change in state of delivery. So a body closure below the consecutive up close candles in a bearish context. Now, do we have a change delivery? Yes, we do. After we swept this high and repriced into this hourly OB with SMTs, these two are the last up close candles from this move up. So we have that change delivery right here. So this is your CISD, and I'm gonna mark this out as well. Oops. CISD. Right there. So we have that change to delivery down here. Now, how would I have entered, right? Because price literally opened, came down, and closed. But we never really, because you don't really want to enter like this, right? I mean, I would have probably not wanted to enter like this. Because if I put my stop all the way at the high, that's a very big stop loss, to be honest. And you're targeting the lows, which is basically down here. So that's not a very good risk to reward. It's a 1-to-1 basically, but if I were to enter this trade, I probably would have just marked out this inversion down here. So I'm gonna mark this out. And I just put my sell limit at that inversion. But if I was really aggressive on price going to Thursday low, then yeah, I probably would have just entered at the closure below, especially because we're below the 9 a.m. Stop loss going to be the high of this candle, and then target could just be the low of Thursday low. That's a 1-to-2 right there. That's not bad at all. But if I were to wait for the inversion retest and play that entry instead, with the stop loss below or above that high, and then target the low here, this would have been a 4R trade. But honestly, this is how I would have just played ES if I were to be very bearish. So if I was very confident in being bearish for the day, I wouldn't have looked at NQ at all. I would have just taken the trade on ES. Because ES already repriced into that daily. So there's basically perfect time for alignment. a lot of good time frame alignment on today. So yeah, this is practically how I would have played ES today instead of NQ, just because we already repriced into that daily imbalance. So now we're going to look at NQ back again. Yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something from that on how I would have just tackled today on ES if I was 100% bearish. But yeah, looking at NQ now, let's look at the 15. So we're repricing into this 15-minute imbalance here on NQ. At the 4-hour real quick. So 4-hour displacement through at 6 a.m. Close below these two up close candles. Change to delivery. I'm gonna keep it at the daily actually. Hourly time frame. We're retracing here after it's sweeping Thursday low and the external low. So I'm gonna mark out this 15-minute imbalance here. Okay, so we tapped into this 15-minute imbalance. 5-minute, 1 minute. All right, let's see here. The question is, will this 15-minute be the one to offer fair value to the low, or would it be this one above up here? Let's find out. Is there S&T at the highs? So we already had this swing high point here that stabbed into the 15. And we already took in that liquidity in that first swing point high. So that should be your short-term liquidity rate. But I'm not really confident in this fair value gap, to be honest, because we do have this one above. But let's see. 10 a.m. open, reprice into this 15-minute imbalance. Let me see if there's S&Ts at the highs here. ES, this is ES, right? No, this is MEQ. Here we go. ESH 2025. Yeah, this is not. Copy, and then paste. There we go, much easier. All right, so ES at 10:18 a.m. We already took in that candle at 9:54. So we do have S&Ts at these highs here. And then we have M and Q that did not take out this high at 9:54. So there is S&Ts at these highs. But what I'm waiting for more is more of like a change to delivery. So closure below this candle or this one up down here. So price is pushing here. Probably gonna run this high, to be honest. Yeah, we already ran that high. What about NQ? Okay, NQ hasn't ran this high yet, though. I'll mark out this 15-minute gap above as well. Because this retracement could just go to premium or equilibrium. Let me mark out my dealing range. So this swing point high up here the swing point low. Premium discount. Boom. All right. So we're repricing into premium right now. So I got the 4, the 5 minute. One minute. Market from this high, this low. All right, let's see which one reprices, or let's see which one offers fair value. This first 15 or this second 15. That's why I always wait for change to delivery, because if you don't wait, most of the trades that I wait for change to delivery, it saves me a lot from potential losses just from waiting. All right, so we have these 3 consecutive up close candles. So I'm gonna draw this out just in case. Already repriced into discount. Did we sweep that high on? Ooh, ES pretty had a pretty large move. Okay, so ES took the 947 candle. 947, this one up here. And Q hasn't taken that candle. Let's look at the 15-minute again. ES, okay, so ES already repriced into this 15-minute above. So there's major SMT at the highs. So we're gonna see if we get that candle closure below on NQ. So I'm waiting for, so these 3 up close candles, if this 1 minute fails to hold and we get a candle closure below this last up close candle, now I'll probably look for shorts too low of day. Playing off the 10 a.m. PO3. So we'll see what happens here. Gotta wait. Because on the 15-minute time frame, NQ already rebalances 15-minute above. So gonna see how NQ reacts here. So we're closing pretty good on that 1 minute per value gap. But I want to see candle closure below these 3 up close candles. So if I do enter, probably gonna look something like this. That would be a big stop loss though, the 82-point move stop loss. Where do you rebalance this 1 minute for value gap? I'm gonna wait for the change state delivery, the 1 minute. So like this. stop above. Maybe I'll let it breathe, like maybe like 30 points. And then target the lows. Take partials here and maybe. I'll take probably like one off. Trim one off here. And then let the rest run. Let me take out premium discount actually. Yeah, I'll probably just trim here at equilibrium. Or maybe this old low. We'll see. We'll see if we get it though. If we close above back again, then probably just gonna invalidate this woman as Sibi. I'm looking to see if this woman as Sibi is able to have that support that candle closure below these 3 up close candles. I kind of want to wait here and be patient. It is 10:29 though. Let's see. We'll see if we get the setup or not. Because ES, we have about 10 seconds actually until this 15-minute closes. But looks like we're really supporting that on ES. So yeah, S&T repricing to premium. We're coming into this 1 minute BISI. Already tapped into this 1 minute SIBI inside this 1 minute BISI. So I don't know, let's see. This looks pretty good for shorts. If we do want to continue going lower. Let me see the consequent enrichment of this gap. Okay, yeah, we closed pretty good below the CE of it. Okay, that's not bad. All right, just waiting for this candle closure below. And yeah. Once we get that candle closure below, I'll enter shorts. Stop 30 points. Or ideally just try to keep it very tight. So yeah, this black candle. Then we have that last up close candle.
Order filled.
All right, kind of entered early here though. All right, so I entered off the 1 minute inversion because if I were to wait for the change to delivery, then it probably would have been a very white, very too big of a stop loss. But let's see here. Gonna mark out premium discount of this range as well.
Order canceled.
Stop loss is going to be this high. So a buy stop market of
Order submitted.
2. All right, so we're playing off the continuation of this trend, rebalancing that 15, coming into premium S&T at the highs, swept this high here, stop at the high. If this trade is invalidated, then it's invalidated, and I'll move on with my day. But we're going to trust this, see where it goes.
Order canceled. Order submitted.
Don't know why I can't take a partial, but I guess I'm gonna have to take the partial manually. They won't let me really like put the order in for some reason. Pretty weird. If I do a buy limit.
Order submitted.
Okay, never mind. It works now. Okay.
Order submitted.
All right, so now I'm just gonna let the trade pan out, see what it does. If it goes to my target, then it's gonna go. If it doesn't, then we just go from there. My entry on this short, so I'm gonna mark out the entry of this short here. So 21088.00. Stop loss is the swing point high. So 21144.25. And my target is 2108896.25. Whoa, that is not what I had. Okay, I'll just do it manually. So yeah, I have partials down here at this swing point low of this swing high, swing low of this range, because if price does come down to discount and want to continue higher, then at least I will have a partial here in place of the swing point low at discount. But we're playing off the 15-minute gap. Swing point, so the stop loss is at the swing point high from this 1-minute inversion. We already had that change to the delivery. So yeah, my entry was a little bit earlier because if I were to get in at the change to delivery, then my stop loss would be pretty wide. But we're gonna see how it pans out here. But yeah, I have a partial here at discount of this swing point low. And we have 10 a.m. repricing into this 15-minute imbalance. So yeah, there's one partial here and the other one at low of day, which is the ideal target if this 15 is likely to offer fair value. So there's 15 up here. But we already swept this high S&T. So we're going to see how it goes here. If price does take this low out, then I'm going to move my stop break even. So that way I can have that risk-free coverage trade. So we're already rebalancing this 5-minute here on NQ. So my signs of potential bullish reversals would be candle closure above the swing point high. And that's probably going to be like where I'm going to start looking to see some potential reversals at this area. But as of now, I'm probably going to let the trade pan out. So we're retesting that change to the delivery level. We're having some reactions away from it. We're retesting it now again. So remember, my stop loss is at this swing point high. So we get that candle closure back above. So I don't really want to see this if I'm bearish. Reprice into that 1 minute SIBI. Candle closure back below. So I'm not really going to get out the trade, nor am I going to get involved in it. If it stops me out, it stops me out. I'm not going to look to involve myself in this trade or cut the trade or anything like that. $15-minute time frame, I don't really like how we had that candle closure above this 3-minute bid SIBI. So this inversion here on the 3-minute time frame, don't really like how we had that candle closure like that. Kind of do want to cut this trade though, just because I don't like how the 15-minute 15, yeah. I don't like how we're reacting on the 15 here. But we are consolidating on the 5. All right, I think I'm going to cut the trade and then look for re-entry. If we do get that candle closure below these up close candles, I'll probably look for re-entry. My stop here. I'm keeping my stop very tight. If it takes me out the trade, at least it will be not a big enough loss on the trade if it takes me out. But yeah, I trailed it just because I don't like to see that 15.
Order canceled.
All right, so I got out the trade now. So it was a very tight, wasn't very big of a loss, but yeah, I went short here basically and got out. So I entered shorts at the change to delivery, or not the change to delivery, but the inversion around this area. Try to target this one low and this one low. We can see how price then had that retracement back up to premium. So as of now, I'm not really looking to take a trade anymore. I tried it, and it feels more of like a on the 15. feels like more of an ideal area where I don't want to look too short or long. Because we already rebalanced this 5 minute gap below. So let's see what price does here now. Ten a.m. price retraced into premium. So if it does want to continue going higher, then what would be the possible draw? Let me delete all this stuff. Honestly, this trade that I took would be like a trade that I will take like 1,000 times. It looked pretty good to me. It looked pretty good to me. But it's either we're going to consolidate or we're going to reverse. That's what I'm thinking right now. Because you can see how we're just closing within this range. These 15-minute candles are playing in this range here. This setup's not invalidated yet. Not until it closes above this swing point high or this swing point high. But all I can pretty much say is that we came back up to premium of the range. Rebalance this 1 minute SIBI above. I'll mark this out. In terms of SMTs, yes, took out the 1014 low. NQ took out the 1014. It's not really any SMTs at the lows though. Let me make sure again. Yeah, I can't really find any SMTs at the lows. Oh, on to the next one. All right, so we're coming into this 1 minute SIBI, seeing if this 1 minute SIBI will be inversed. All right, so we closed above, not above, but around this woman is Sibi. You haven't closed above fully yet, though. Let me look at the consequent erosion of this again. Yeah, we're still closing below the consequent erosion of this 15-minute gap. So I haven't closed above it yet. This could either consolidate, inverse this 1 minute, retest it, continue pushing higher, or this could either retrace into premium, consolidate, come back down, and then push lower. So it's one of these two scenarios that I have in mind. So we're just stuck around equilibrium of this high and this low. It's not really doing anything but stalling in this area. We have a 1050 to 1110 macro now. I still like shorts. I still like to think that this was just a retracement to then continue going lower. So I don't really find any reason to be looking for longs. I mean, 15, we already rebalanced that high on the S. So there's basically SMTs. Unless we're probably just going to chop around or practically reverse or something. But as far as re-entry, probably this last down close candle. Probably wait for a closure below this last down close candle. Let's see. So we're getting that consolidation. Now we're having that range going down. Change to delivery, SMT. We do get that candle closure below this last up close candle. I could look for re-entry again. We'll see. I'll draw my deviations from this high and this low. I really do like this swing point low here. That is close to the 10 a.m. because this is the swing point low of this high and low. So this premium discount. So below discount here. All right, so we retrace back up into premium, consolidated around this 1 minute SIBI. I got out not break even, but I got out for a tight loss. But if we do get that candle closure below, I'll look for re-entry and target the lows. So let's see if we get that re-entry. No re-entry yet. Haven't got that candle closure below. I'll do half risk. So like I'll do half risk of my initial position. Thirty more seconds. I don't want to see 1 minute SMTs at the lows though. Let's see. We haven't taken that low on ES yet. Let's see if we get that candle closure below. The reason why I want to see the candle closure below is because I don't want to see this just as a retrace down to rejection block and then continue going higher. I want to see the full candle closure below. We do have that little 1 minute gap though. Forty more seconds. If it does reach discount, then I won't really get in because I don't really want to enter shorts at discount. Okay. I'm gonna do a
Order
sell
submitted.
limit here at the change delivery. So that's the only thing I'm gonna look forward to get in. If I get in, my stop loss is gonna be at this candle's high of this devil's mark, 1 minute. I'm gonna keep the stop loss very tight. If I don't get that entry or that fill, then I'll be gladly able to wait for tomorrow to trade instead. But this is the final shot at shorts.
Order filled.
So stops gonna be very tight above this one right here. And we're gonna have my target down here at this low. So this is gonna be my final shot at shorts right here at this change delivery. This 1 minute change delivery. So practically the trade looks something like this. Entry is at 21054.25. And what I'm looking for is the swing point low at discount. So the swing point low. And stop loss is 21083.25. So this is basically a 1.8 R trade. So if it stops me out, then I'm going to be practically done for the day. So initially I went short at the top, or not the top, but at the closure of this 1 minute inversion. Once I saw price retrace, I didn't really like it, so I got out. Didn't get out manually, but I did set my stop loss pretty tight, so it took me out the trade. Told myself that if we got a 1 minute candle closure below the last down close candle or up close candle of the change delivery, I look for re-entry. So we got that. Now I'm in for re-entry at shorts again. Target is going to be the swing point low of this premium discount range. So I'm not really going to look for this whole entire leg down. I'm just going to look for the swing point low at discount. So this is the low I'm looking for. If we do get that low, then I'm going to be out the position. If we do just reverse out this area completely, then I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to call it done for the day, but we're going to see how this trade pans out. So yeah, I got re-entry at the CISD of this low here. So price already traded into discount of this range. So I kind of got short pretty late, but let's see here. Trade isn't invalidated until it hits your stop loss though. So first scenario was either going to be price was going to accumulate, inverse this 1 minute SIBI, and then push higher. So that scenario got invalidated. We then came down, had that change to delivery. This is where I got my re-entry. So what we're going now is with the first scenario that I marked out, which is this one right here in this image. So we're gonna wait for price to do its thing. We're not gonna involve ourselves because honestly, if we would have never taken our stop or trailed it, we would have been pretty green on the day. So I'm not gonna try to make that same mistake again on today's trade. So I'm just looking for this swing point low, this piece of the pie, and that's it. So we're playing off this 15-minute SIBI, 10 a.m. here. All right, so I'm gonna move my stop break even now. I'm gonna move this break even. We're gonna let the trade pan out. So we're pretty close to the swing point low here at discount. We're gonna take a look at ES. ES already taken out the 1013 low. So we retested this.
Stop filled.
All right, so I got stop break even here now. Honestly, I'm not really too mad. So we were looking for this swing point low down here, but price decided to retrace back into this change to delivery. Let's see what price does from here. So I took the short here at this change to delivery, moved my stop break even after we had this wick up. This wick was about like 16 points. So I moved my stop break even, look for the swing point low. But if price does reverse out of this area, then that's reasonable because we already repriced into discount. The only thing is that I was looking for is the swing point low of this range. It is 11 o'clock already, so London close. So I might expect too much. All right, so we reprice into a 5-minute FEG here. So we got this 5-minute for valid gap. I'll mark this out as well. So we reprice into this 1-minute FEG. Yeah, I think we're still going to continue going lower here. Yeah. Probably going to continue going lower here, to be honest. Because we already repriced into this 1-minute for valid gap. We're getting these down close consecutive down close candle closures below. So we do have that 11 o'clock hourly candle open. So I'll mark this out. So 11 o'clock. Once we take this swing point low, if we do, I'm going to end the live stream because it's already 11 o'clock. But I want to see if the target that I wanted is going to get hit or not. In terms of execution for today, I mean, I'm not really, because the first entry I had for shorts was off the 1 minute inversion. So once we had this candle closure here, stop initially was up here. First target with this was this low, but as price had this retracement back up like this, I moved my stop pretty tight to this rejection block or this devil's mark up here. And then you can see how price took me out the trade. And then I re-entered shorts after we had that 1 minute CISD. And then moved my stop break even. Then price repriced into a 5 minute gap. But honestly, I'm not really liking the delivery. Usually when I enter trades out the change to delivery or inversions, they usually go and run to the sell side in a bearish context. They usually run to the lows pretty quick. But this one, we're just stalling, choppy, retracing. So it's not really the type of environment where I would put a lot of risk in. So I wouldn't really put a lot of risk in this type of environment. But yeah, we took shorts based off the continuation of the downtrend. So this whole move down, basically. So we're just following the higher time frame trend, rebalance a 15-minute gap, look for 1 minute CISD. We had that 1 minute CISD. Try to trade the model, but I don't really like how we're just stalling in this area like this. I'm likely gonna call it a wrap now for the live stream. Took one L and one break even, but in my opinion, it's not really that bad. I mean, there's always tomorrow. There's always the next opportunity, next buzz. Just because, as long as you trade your model and you trade what you're doing and you know what you're doing and you follow your rules, that's all that matters. Just scratch it off. All right. I'll catch you guys tomorrow in the live stream. I'm gonna see what news do we have tomorrow. Let's see. Let's save you real quick before I leave. Some more coffee.